What's up with your boy Leo Fade and welcome to the Straight Faded Podcast. And today I got, well, as I would say, a legendary guest, WBD.
What up? What up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. It's been a while since last time we've seen each other. We're talking about how, like, it's even surreal that I have you right here in the moment. You know, like I call you legendary because I feel like you've been in the game for so long that you probably don't even notice the impact you've done in either underground or Chicano rap. Because I feel like you're like, if they bring up the Chicano rap females or any woman, like you have to be brought up.
That's pretty interesting you would say that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have honestly realized it. You know, it is super super surreal. Um to, like I said, see myself back then and like everything I've done to now. It's pretty crazy.
And where do you come from? How you got started into music? Like when was your first time you wrote or you got like, I want to do music?
Music came since I was like 13. I would write out journals or poems or just like how I was feeling in that time and or what I was going through. I was really a really confused child. I was going through a lot of stuff. I was abruptly moved from place to place all the time. Like it's just like a crazy time in my life. So I just started writing everything out and just started to notate everything. And it wasn't until like I turned 16 that I recorded my first song.
You feel like moving a lot, like that help your experiences through music, or you got to meet like more people, you got to like branch out?
I definitely think moving around helped me develop as a person, especially at that young age, 13. It's like it really like an impressionable age where you just see things and you adapt to your surroundings because it's just, you have to adapt, but yeah, I definitely think that it helped me get molded into what I am today.
And what got you into the music?
Um, Recording my first song, I just like heard myself and I was like, this sounds cool. I wanna see what I could do with this. And it's crazy because I used to bump so many people that I know now and I've been on songs with, and it just brought me into that like it brought me into this space, where a lot of people would say that like my first couple songs were Chicano rap, or they are Chicano rap because it sounds like that because that's what I was listening to at the time and I was inspired by that. So definitely, but being Salvadorian,
Yeah, you're so
I
adorable.
can't be Chicano rap.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking about that. Might have to cut you off, but I was thinking
Yeah.
about that because I was looking at Chicano TV. Somebody was recording your videos, and then I
Yeah.
was like, "Hold on, she's Salvadorian, but Chicano rap is like a whole different thing." Like, are you? Do you consider yourself Chicano?
I I definitely don't. I do know that I have roots. I have Mexican roots in my family, but mostly like we're all Salvadorian. I'm the first generation born here from my family. Um, and so I was brought up really Salvi, like super, like Spanish was my first language, like super, super, super Salvi, in my household. And even though I was like always hanging around with Mexicans, and we were always labeled Mexican no matter what we did,
Yeah,
we've always been labeled Mexican. So the term doesn't bother me. A lot of people don't know that I'm Salvadorian, but I do put it out there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And how you embrace that? Do you apply it to your music a lot too? Do you represent it?
I do. I do here and there. Mostly, I think I've done that more now, more so than before. Um, just because, like, I think I was just like not really like caring about my heritage as much when I was younger. Um, I was just always like I said, like whatever. Like I'm gonna do whatever I want, and I didn't care about a lot of stuff when I was younger.
Who are some artists that inspired you in the early beginning of your music? Because you said that you were listening to Chicano rap, and then you ended up making music with those
Yeah.
people.
Yes. So the first the well the first couple of rappers I listened to in Chicano rap when I was younger are people like Mr. Little One, Shadow, what goes around comes around, like that was always like bumping. I was listening to Mr. Night Owl, rest in
Rest in
peace. I
peace.
was listening to Sleepy Malo back in
Shout
the
out Sleepy
day when
Malo.
I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. You know, like there's a lot of fools that I listened to in that time that I was like inspired by, and they were doing it. They were doing it like their music was everywhere. Everybody was bumping it. Like it was a thing at that time.
What about you? Like, do you feel like you got your own style?
I do feel like I have my own style. Yeah,
No, what do you think it
I
is?
do.
Like, me from the outside, I know you're versatile, but I feel you're
Yeah,
mostly underground and Chicano. Like, you could do
yeah.
both. You feel like you're trying to get the mainstream también?
I'm trying to get there. Yeah, I'm trying to get to that space. I'm trying to embrace the heritage, like I said. I do have a lot of reggaeton out there. For those that don't know,
Yeah.
I
Nah,
do have like different sounds too. Like I have done like mainstream beats,
yeah,
like
I'm gonna bring that up more
yeah.
later on because I feel
Okay.
like even now that reggaeton, well, actually, the Latinos are popping more, but reggaeton, when you know how it's popping now,
Yeah.
you guys were doing that before, it was
Yep.
popping like that.
Yep.
So it's like that's some crazy shit coming, like seeing it from the outside.
Yeah.
You guys were doing it before it was actually popping,
Yep.
and it was like a whole different group. It was like females type of stuff,
It
like
was crazy at that time. Well, you
yeah.
remember, you were there.
And then you've been in the game for 10 years. I'm saying like we're talking like
Mas.
or more. How long have you been
Mas.
in it?
Like I want to say all from beginning to now it's like 17 years.
Damn, so
It's
you
been a
really.
while.
That's what I'm saying. Like you've really done a lot. Like
Yeah.
like it's hard like not to see everything you've done.
Yeah. Yeah, I done a lot.
Well, how many albums and projects you got in total?
Um, I have three officially, three studio albums. Well, two albums and an EP, and then I have a lot of mixtapes. I think I have like maybe 4 or 5 mixtapes, if I'm
Damn,
not
so all in
mistaken.
total.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And what about your album? That being like, you been with labels?
I've worked. I've worked with labels. I haven't really been a part of a label like officially as an artist, but I have worked with a few companies. Dirty Devil Entertainment is one of them. Studio One. Jose did so much for me. Um, he had Young Trav and Lazy Bone and Seldom Seen and O-Side. Mr. Shadow was out there, and that's how I got the collab with Mr. Shadow. I don't know if you've heard that one.
No, you got a song with him?
Yeah, I have a song with him. Young Throb's on it. Lazy Bones on it. Mr. Shadow always said that, and then who else was on it? It's like a big old cipher that we did. So
How do you get
that's
all
how.
these features or collabs? Is it like through your management or you guys like do your own
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. Right now, I did get a manager finally. I did hire somebody to manage all of that. For the most part, I usually just respond on my DMs, or you can email to, or whoever checks it will respond. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm always down. It just depends on the project and who it is and what we can do. And if I see that there's a future there, then I'll jump on it. But I kind of stopped doing features too because, like I said in that other interview, like people just hold on to your stuff and they don't release it, and it's like there's so much music, so many projects out there that I'm on, and it's like I know I'm gonna cringe when I hear them.
Yeah.
Like we could have just done something better now, but
So you still got
yeah,
like unreleased tracks out there?
yeah. There's a lot of people that are holding on to my stuff.
What do you think is that?
I don't know.
It's not good or just not the right time?
I think that people are waiting for it to be the right time.
Like mostly everybody.
Yeah, like everybody else. Yeah.
I saw you're born in Seymour.
Yeah.
How's it over there?
I didn't live there. I was just born in
Oh, okay.
in that area, but I like to state that because, like the Valley and LA are so like
Different.
they're so different. So I like to state that, but like I grew up in LA, so
And that was the Northeast LA? That's what
yeah.
you pretty much
Yeah.
claim where you grew up?
Where I grew up, yeah.
How's it there?
It's cool, people be people.
What about
LA is
music wise?
crazy.
You haven't found that person that comes up with you? Or like that comes from the same area?
Influences or
Not like
como?
anybody, like so like a homie that grew up.
No, I mean no, not really.
You started on your own from you're like
Yeah.
the one that's gonna put Nella on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. underground hip hop. You do underground hip hop, trap, Chicano, and reggaeton music, and that's what I was gonna bring up that.
I even have a corrido.
Oh damn, La
I
Tumbada.
even have a yep. I
How
even
is
have a
that?
corrido. It sounds dope. It's dope.
Is it out?
We're waiting for
Okay.
it to come out, but I'm trying to actually find the right person to jump on it because it's such a good song. The whole thing's just created from the ground up. Like my producer Z made this one.
Are you
He
looking for like a big artist or a local artist?
I think I want to do like maybe like a hood hero local artist that's like doing it. I definitely want like I hear a certain sound with it, and that's where I want to like stick to because of what I'm saying, and I think somebody could really come out and do
I want to
something
ask you, how
thing.
did the Malvadas group started? How did that came about?
Oh
Cause
man,
you've been in a lot of groups. I'm
I've
saying
been
like,
I've been in a lot of groups. And I've always tried to do that because I've always been like about women empowerment, and I always wanted to be like, with all these women and just do all this women shit, but it's fucking hard.
it really is. It
It's
really is.
fucking hard to be a part of a woman group. So it didn't work out as I wanted to. Malvadas came about because me and Baby Wicked, well, now she goes by Kayla Angelina, if you guys didn't know that. Baby Wicked from Wicked Minds. And I have to clarify that because a lot of people think I'm Baby Wicked from Wicked Minds.
I was gonna ask you that too, but
That's not true.
I feel like by now they should already know, you know.
Yeah, but a lot of people do mistake me for her, so I always have to say it. Baby Wicked from Wicked Minds is a different person, different artist. She's been around since the late fucking 90s. She's been doing her thing too. Kayla Angelina now is a singer, and she does her own thing. But anyways, me and Baby Wicked, we met years ago. Like I'm talking about, she used to live in Long Beach. Not a lot of people know she used to live in Long Beach. But she used to live in Long Beach. We hung out. We instantly clicked. We were always together. We've always been together since we met. Like I'm always there for her. We're like family. We're like family. And when a couple years ago, she was like, "Hey, we should just release an EP. Like, what are we doing? Like, we should just release it. It'd be dope." And she threw me on one of her albums a while ago, so we were already like musically like connected, and we ended up doing this EP, and the EP is like straight like reggaeton and trap in Spanish, and it's a really dope project that a lot of people don't know is out there.
That's crazy.
But we did our thing for a while. I mean, we were packing shows and we were doing all kinds of stuff together, and we were doing it. And this was like years ago, like over 6 years ago.
You think should they have that radio place? Oh, and something?
For sure, it would have been cool. You
What do
know,
you think was that? Because you were females, so you needed more push.
I think that money was the issue at that point. Because we
Marketing.
were both marketing. We were both like, we wanted to do music, but like real life was hitting too at the time. And that was a little difficult because as much as we want to invest all of our money into what we're doing, sometimes like real life is real life. You gotta take care of that. But um I think had we kept going like persistently, like consistently, I think we would have blown up because we were doing so much at that time. It was years ago.
Yeah.
And now, like you're talking about now, like Latinos are taking over. That's crazy too, because I'm like, man, we could have been right there with everybody. Like, why didn't we do that? But yeah, me and her still talk to this day about starting the group again and doing stuff, and maybe we will in a little bit. But right now, I'm just like really trying to get back
You had
into
another
everything.
group, right?
Yeah.
Which one was it? The Chicana movement? That was
Yep.
called? And that was what, 4 females?
Yep.
So that bigger group. How was
And
that?
I didn't choose that name. That's the thing. Like I didn't choose that name, but I was in a group with a bunch of Mexican girls. And so I was like, okay, I'll roll with the punches. Like I'll represent. Like I don't care. It's not, to me, we're all the same.
And how was that experience at that time? Like, did it affect you?
I mean, I had a lot of blowback for that one. Like a lot of people had a lot to say, and it was just a fucking mess. Like at that time, but we still did a lot of stuff. We were all doing it. That was an experience, and that kind of made me like really think about what I wanted to do in the long run, because that gave me a lot of input in the game, and it gave me a lot of insight on other people and how to deal with people and how to deal with different attitudes and backgrounds, and like, it was definitely an experience.
Like
But
adjusting to everybody.
yeah, because I, up until that point, I was like, I'm not listening to shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, if it's not my fucking way, we're not doing it, and that's it. I was just a very hard headed child and hard headed teenager, hard headed young adult, hard headed adult, even. Like, it's not until now that I can sit here and reason with somebody and just like do the adult thing. Like, back in the day, I was just not. It was not happening. I didn't give a fuck about what anybody had to say. I was just a problematic person. And so that gave me very much insight that I needed to deal with certain people in different scenarios and how to act, because it really did help.
And was it hard for you, like, not adjusting, but like, I feel like you were standing out because you said you were like with 3 Mexican females and you're Salvadorian. You felt like you had more pressure?
I did feel that way. I definitely felt that way. I felt like I needed to like prove something to not only myself but like everybody around, everybody that was talking their smack, and just like it was very difficult to adjust. But I mean, I got it done.
You're Nada Serio that's a single?
Nada serio. Yeah.
How did that one come about? I think that's one of my favorite ones. That was dope.
The reggaeton one?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Z made that one. That came about because I was working with RR and Stussy, and we were working with Z made this one. And I heard the beat. He sent me a couple beats and I heard it and I was like, yo, like this is gonna be sick. Like, already I was plotting and I wrote that song so fast. I was like, I really need to release a song. The song's dope. Nobody knows that song's actually like a year and a half old. Maybe like 2 years. Yeah.
So I feel like you just need like that marketing, huh?
Yeah.
To like get it more out there.
Pretty much.
Another thing I was gonna ask you, I think before you had a bunch of followers on Instagram. Mm-hmm. What happened? Got hacked? You just deleted it?
I honestly deleted all my social media.
Yo, what's up? You're on the Straight Faded podcast. I'm Anthony Campos, aka Big Citric. And make sure to check me out at bigcitric.com. I do acting and stand-up comedy, so you never know when you might catch me at a city near you. Wait. Straight Faded, dog is.
Yo, what's up? It's the Bullet, and you tuned in to the Straight Faded podcast. You already know, bringing you that raw material. And you guys check out my new freestyle, Victory Lap Freestyle, on my IG page on the YouTube. Check it out.
Yo, what up? This is Crystal on Straight Faded Podcast. Check me out on IG at Yeska Cristal. That's LLESCA CRISTAL. And also, if you feel like it, subscribe to my OnlyFans. It's Sugar and Spice, all one word.
Dang.
I deleted all my social media. I had to take a break, a mental break from everything and everyone, because I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I wanted to keep doing music or not. I was going through a really dark time in my life.
When was that?
And just like a couple of, like,
years?
these last 6 months have been like super, been interesting.
Crazy.
So I barely got back. I literally had my Instagram for like a month. I haven't had it for too long. I just got back and I just jumped right into work. Everybody was like, we missed you. And they threw me on everything. They've been throwing me on everything. So it's like I never left, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were like missed out, like all your followers and everything you had going on.
No, but it's like I never left. I'm slowly getting all the followers back, and slowly people are realizing, oh, it's her. A lot of people thought it was a fake profile for a long time too, because they're like, well, what? You were already verified. Like, why are you gone? And I was like, I just, I needed time. I needed
How do you feel
break.
about that now that you gotta pay to be verified?
I think that I feel fortunate enough to have been able to be verified before all that mess happened. Like, I already had that blue check mark. I already know what that was about. Like, I didn't need to do anything else. And now it's like, also, I was shadow banned from my other Instagram. Like, not a lot of people were seeing my views or like my stories. Not a lot of people were seeing my posts. Like,
What was that?
I don't know. Just like, I think a lot of people probably reported the page, or like, there was something going on with the page, but I was not reaching the numbers that I would normally reach. So all that was just like pointless, because I couldn't do anything with the page. So I don't know. Maybe starting over was a blessing in disguise.
Then you still got a strong following that I see that support
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
and they follow you. Like you tell them, go check this out, and they're right there, and then
Yep.
they're following you. You went to New York. You
Mm-hmm.
did a 16 barras. What was the video?
Yeah, it was 16 fueron 16 barras de las calles with vida urbana. And they flew me out there to do that, but I also did a music video out there with other artists. And I did a podcast. I think I did something for them, but it was just like a work
Trip.
trip. So it was cool. Like it was back to back to back, and I got to do everything. New York was definitely beautiful.
Was that your first time being there?
Yeah, that's
So how was that experience, like being flown to work, but you still get to see that city?
It was definitely surreal because New York's always been a place that I wanted to visit. Like New York was one of those damn, like I really rap and I'm really doing it and I'm really here. Like New York was dope. But so has everything else. Like every time I get flown out somewhere to work is been like, oh my god, like I've had that feeling like I'm so blessed to be doing this right now. You know, not a lot of people get to say that they get flown out to work.
And do you get that a lot?
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause I think you've done other shows like different states.
yeah.
Which one's your favorite one?
I've done a lot of shows. I think my favorite show that I've done out of state has been Albuquerque.
That's New Mexico.
Yeah, in New Mexico. I went over there. I had people with me. We put on this show and we filled it up. It was just like it sold out like event, and it was dope to be there and be with one of my best friends because she stays out there. Threat Loca. And she lives out there. And it was just like I get to see her. We get to perform together. I don't see her often, so it was one of those like times where it was dope. Like she could pack any venue out there. She's known locally there, and she's huge there, and she's slowly getting recognized everywhere now. But it was just like one of those surreal experiences too. Like damn, like we really packed this out of state show. Yeah, like it was an out of state show. Like I never, and I would never have thought that it would have been so big.
And being in the mixtape area, like that's kind of hard for a female to actually be in the mixtape.
Yeah.
And a baby's Doll's Tale, I think se llama your mixtape, right?
Una de ellas.
Yeah, that was my first mixtape I heard from you, and that was pretty dope. Like I think it was real life.
The real life story,
That was
with
like,
Dice Lopes.
I don't know who it was, but once I heard the beat,
I just tagged him the other day because I seen that it's getting plays in Mexico now. After like I don't even know how many years. It's been a long time.
Yeah, like that's a dope ass track.
Yeah, and it's getting plays in Mexico, and I tagged the homie. I was like, "Look, fool! Like we're making it in Mexico all these years later. That's dope." He's all excited.
Yeah, because it's like a West Coast track, like a real West Coast
is.
track, and being like from our side, and then a female doing it. Then your own flows, you come up with your own flows, right? Like Spanish and English, you mix it. That's like way different. Yeah. So how was that being part of the mixtape? Were you getting attention being a female or not?
I mean, at that time, yeah, it was definitely different because I was talking about some shit. Like I was really going through that, you know, like I was really going through this whole like separation from my ex, and it was like I had babies, like I'm a mom, y'all, and I had babies to take care of at that time, and I was just going through it, and it's definitely been like a ride. Like that song was definitely one of those songs that like I really just poured my heart into it because I needed to for my own sanity, my own therapy. Like I needed to do that song.
I mean, you're thinking of doing those sounds again? Cause I feel like you keep evolving like to the newer sounds, or
I
like,
know.
You're kind of like you're ahead of your time, but you don't even notice at the time.
I know.
Like you do those sounds, and then later on they're popping when they're ready.
Yep. I think it'll come. I think they'll definitely come again. Obviously my struggles are different now. Like, you know, I'm older now and stuff, and I just like, you know, go through different things now, but definitely I think the sound will come back. I definitely want to explore the sounds again. Not a lot of people know that too, but like that beat came from France. The homie from
Then that's crazy.
From France, Toxu Blue Loco. A lot of people don't know that he's the one behind that one. And there's so many that he's done for me that came from France. So
How you feel like working with producers from out the country?
that, like I said, ahead of my time.
Cause it's crazy
Ahead of
because
my
they know
time.
our sound. You know, like he
Yeah.
did you a sound that he's never been, maybe,
Yep.
and he got you going. You just did your thing and
Yep.
banger.
Ahead of my time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who are somebody that you would like to work with in the future?
I have so many. Like, I think, if you're asking me like with the reggaeton perspective, I definitely want to say like, you know, like Bad Bunny, Karol G,
Like the big artist?
like the bigger artists, because that's where I want to aim.
Yeah, I was like, you're
I
trying
have
to focus
big
most on that
dreams.
reggaeton?
Yeah, bigger dreams. But I think like in rap, man, there's so many. There's too many to name. You know, like there's so many to name. I can't even. I don't think I can even think it. Maybe Joyner, you know, Kendrick, J. Cole, like those guys. If we're talking about Spanish rap, Santa Fe Clan. Oh my God, Santa Fe Clan. Si miras este pinche entrevista,
Tag Santa Fe Clan.
si miras esta entrevista, I know we could kill it.
For sure.
Head IMX is another one. I know we could kill it. There's just a lot of rappers that I like, not even look up to, but like I know we could get creative, like in the booth. You know, I know we could make something crazy happen.
Speaking of crazy, how was it working with Ms.Krazie? That's like, cause I feel
Man.
like from my side, like damn, like you were to be on her album, and you were barely starting back then. You know, it was like that's what I feel like. You're in the game, but it's like people don't know your work.
Ms.Krazie. Okay. Working with Ms.Krazie came from the Chicana movement. Ms.Krazie saw that we were doing all this, making all this noise as a bunch of females together. Because we were doing so much at the time. Ms.Krazie saw this and she was like, hey, you know, I like what you guys are doing. She's like, I need you guys on my album. I do. And so she called me and Miss Lovely to go to her studio. And
So you
that
recorded
was
live with her?
Yes, we were in the
Yeah.
studio with her. Like, I'm talking about like a fucking 10-hour session. We were there from beginning to end. We finished the song. We were together. I met little Cuete that day too. Yeah, I met that day. So that made it more amplified because I'm like, oh my God, I'm around these people that I've listened to my whole life. Like, this is dope. I met Di Salas, which is Ms.Krazie's producer. And we were all there just working. And Di Salas just picked up the guitar, started making this beat, and we were in the other room writing while Krazie was recording her part, which was also so surreal, like seeing her record her part. Like, man, I had been a fan of this woman for years, and I was like watching her work, and I was just like, man, this is definitely a blessing. Like,
What did you learn from her just by watching?
Just how flawless and how effortless she made it look to just get in there and record her part, because I was like, man, this is dope. I want to do that. I want to not struggle to record. Now it's easy, but you know, back in the day, I was so nervous to be with Di Salas and her there and like listening to me, and then Di Salas was like, do it like this and do it like that and change this, and it was dope to get direction from somebody that had been in the game for so long, and her to just like watching us do everything was just, it was a very huge surreal moment. I'll never forget it. I'll always be grateful for her.
She'll give you guys tips like while recording?
She was more of like the do what you want to do. She was not so like do this or do that. I think she left that up to Di Salas. I think she knew that he had her back in a way where the song would be perfect. And so she was not really worried about that aspect. But she was definitely there, and it was just a dope experience altogether from beginning to end. Like, I was so excited when she released that album. Nobody knew that we were gonna do it. We didn't say anything. We didn't promote it. We didn't, nothing. We just got it done, released it, and when it was releasing, it was just like a huge moment for us too, because that was like, I want to say like a highlight.
Did they change your life after that? Or you were still like...
For sure, it did. It made an impact in what I was doing, because all of a sudden everybody was like, oh shit, like, I want to work with her. I want to do this with her. Who is that? Let me go follow. Let me go see what she's about. And so everything started getting more traction. Like everything started getting played. Everything started, developing. And so I would say, like, always be thankful for her. I've always been so grateful for the opportunity she gave me, for allowing me to be on her album. Like, she just doesn't let just anyone be on her albums, you know? So that was definitely one of those moments.
Do you know how many music videos you've done in total? I see you have a lot.
I can't count. I can't count. I forgot already.
Tunnel Vision album, what was the process of that?
The Tunnel Vision album. The Tunnel Vision album was with Isaac. And the process was just, I was going through so much at the time, and everything was trying to distract me from what I needed to do. Everything, like depression, relationships, work, everything. Friendships, I had to cut so many people off. Like it just, all of that was just a distraction to that album. And so I didn't name this album until I was like almost done with it, because I was like, I'm so fed up with everything. Like, it's getting so hard to finish this thing. I would be at Isaac's till like 2-3 in the morning recording songs.
So the title wasn't planned, or the album wasn't planned?
It wasn't like a planned situation until it was planted, and the way I was feeling at the time, I needed to make a statement with that album, and I did. It was just like one of those things. Like,
how many tracks did it have?
I believe it was 10 tracks for that one.
It was kind of like an EP album.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it barely made it to be an album.
And your Revelation album, that's another album?
The Revelation came before Tunnel Vision. So Revelation was with Studio One, and that one had 16 tracks, I think.
Also, at that time you were like, those albums que tenían like more than 14.
Yeah.
Now,
well, that album, that time was crazy. So I was going through it. Like, I was at the studio recording that album with a whiskey bottle and weed and
so like
everything you can think of. I was doing it at that time.
And the Revelation, that's how it came about? The title?
A lot of the Revelation songs you can't tell, but I'm like, I was drunk or going through it, or like I'm like in tears, like trying to record some of the songs that are on there, and I was just going through it. Like, it was bad. And then all of my friends at that time, instead of like being friends, it was like me estaban dando la botella, o me estaban dando las drogas, o me estaban dando todo lo que no tenían que estar haciendo, me lo estaban haciendo. And I just had so many fucked up people in my life at that time. And
when did you decide to change, or like, I gotta stop that? Like,
it was when we wrapped up that album, I had a sense of wanting to kill myself after that. I remember being super fucked up and like thinking like, I just want to end my life. Like, what am I doing here? Like, what is my purpose? Like, this is so stupid. Like, I don't want to fucking deal with shit. Like, I was feeling lost. Your purpose? Yeah, I mean, I think I always knew my purpose. I just think that I had so many influences in my life, and I was so vulnerable to energies that I didn't want to realize what was happening. At the time, I wasn't really kicking it with Kayla. I wasn't really seeing my real friends. Like, I was just more of like living in the moment type of thing. And I was heartbroken. When am I not heartbroken? Guys, oh my God. When am I not heartbroken? But at that time, I was heartbroken. I was going through a really fucked up situation. And I also feel like that like contributed to everything, But I think it was like shortly after that I was like, man, I need to snap out of this. Like, I have kids I have to think about. Like, this is not even worth what I'm doing to myself.
And what keeps you going now?
My kids.
That's your main focus? My
kids are my main focus.
And then you have a show today with some other legends that you said that you grew up listening. Is it your first time performing with them?
I believe so. I obviously know Shadow. I've known Shadow for years. But Little One I've never met. This is the first time I'll perform with him. And then the homie Slum the Resident is going to be on the lineup, and a couple other people. It's definitely a dope show. I'm so excited for it.
Have you gotten your starstruck moment?
No. No. I'm really cool about it, it's cool. Like it's cool to meet everybody in their element and stuff, and it's cool to be around them. But and I don't think I've ever been like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm like. No, I think I'm really good at keeping composure.
How many shows have you rocked?
It's been a lot.
More than
Too
10?
many to count for sure.
Or which one's been one of the best ones that you could remember, like off top, that you could go back and do it again?
I think if I had to go back and do it again at the Conejo show that I did.
When was that?
I believe it was in 19.
It was this year?
The 2019.
Oh, 2019.
The nightmare
before COVID
Christmas.
and all that?
Before COVID.
Oh, then you got lucky.
Yeah, I did it right before COVID hit.
How was that? Did the COVID stop you with your music? Or
Yeah,
what were you
COVID
going
stopped
through?
a lot of stuff. And I almost like lost my shit too when all that was happening because I was so used to leaving every weekend. I was so used to like, I'm out, I'm flying out, I'm going to this other state, whatever, like I'm making money, and everything stopped.
Damn, that must have been
Everything
hard.
stopped. My
How is
pocket
it?
was hurting. It was bad.
Like, a lot of people think that just cover like artists, they have it so easy.
What's up, you guys? It's your favorite host. It's Mary Alex from theradioshow.com, 900 AM, and we're here. Check me out on Straight Faded Podcast.
Yeah, what up? This Smokes MC. What up? Spanish Fly MC, Mexican MC. Right here on the Straight Faded Podcast. Yeah, with your boy Lil Faded.
What up, what up? This is Sleepy Malo, the bad man, and I'm here at Straight Faded Podcast. Look out for my new music. Shout out to everybody out there. It's Mob G, baby.
And
No.
like, it's hard.
No, it was difficult not being able to visit certain states and matter of fact, I think I went to New York during COVID time.
They have booked you?
Yeah, I think we went to New York and it was so crazy because I had to sign a paper at the airport like where I was staying, who I was gonna be
It's a little
with,
strict.
like some crazy shit. Like, yeah.
What's something you would like to tell the people that they don't know about you?
I don't know. I'm a pretty open book. I don't know.
Cause I feel like online you could look like you coming out tough,
Yeah,
but I feel like just because you're Salvadorian or your attitude is just like normal, you know, like.
yeah.
Cause sometimes I see your stories and you feel like you're ranting, going off on people, or whatever. But I'm like, she's just chilling, just talking.
Yeah.
You don't get judged for that. They don't come at you.
I think a lot of people do have that assumption of me, like I'm just like a problematic person, or I'm like always speaking on something, or
Yeah,
like
that
I
you
can't
speak
just shut
your
the
mind.
I can't just shut the fuck up, you know. But in reality, like, and I've said this in songs too, I'm always gonna speak up for people that can't speak for themselves because I know what it feels like to be silenced, and I know what it feels like to just be like pushed to the side and just like, oh, you're not good enough. Like, fuck, you're not good enough. Like, we're gonna do it and we're gonna prove you wrong. And that's always been like what I stand on. Like, I stand on people's necks over that. You know, like I'm always gonna speak for people. I'm always gonna show love. I'm really humble. People don't understand that I really am humble. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and think I'm better than you. I'm not gonna sit there and bash you for whatever you're doing. I'm not gonna sit there and be like fucking judgmental. I can speak on things that I've gone through, but I can never be that type of person to just bash somebody for what they're doing. And like I said earlier, like I believe in women empowerment. I empower women, although that's not the case with me. You know,
I feel like you
there
got
is an
power
assumption
though.
there.
Like
yeah.
like you could put whatever you want. You could say like a couple words and you get a reaction.
Yep.
And how do you feel like having that type of power? Like, you feel it's good for you, or does it affect you in some way sometimes?
I think it's a good and bad. For
Because
sure.
sometimes I feel like you could be doing your own thing. I don't know, drinking a soda, and somebody get mad at you, like, "Why you drinking that?" type of shit, right?
Yeah, like it's just it's a give and take. Like it's, but you know what? And I was just talking to my homegirl too, and she told me this. She's like, bad publicity is good publicity. Because why are you worried about what everybody's gonna say? They're gonna say something about you. They're gonna judge you no matter what you do. So do what you want.
All promo is good promo.
Yeah.
Verbal Assassins, was that a label you were signed to?
Verbal Assassins is my label.
Oh, you got your own label.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got my own
interesting.
label.
How you started that? Well, how that came about?
For years, I've been saying that phrase, verbal assassins, verbal assassins. It's just like I consider myself a verbal assassin. Like when I'm rapping and when I'm doing certain things, you know, the reason why I got the name Wicked was because of how I rap, what I rapped about, and how I said it. And so for years I just started saying it, you know, verbal assassins, and I did everything legally. Last year I bought the LLC and I paid for all the legal work, and
So all your
it's
new
mine.
music is gonna be under your label,
Hmm.
and you plan to get any artists?
I want to, but I still feel like I still have to do a lot of work, because if I'm gonna sign somebody, I want to sign them the right way. I don't want them feeling like I'm taking over advantage or anything like that. I want to sign them with some money. I want to sign them, you know, to do what they got to do, and just be that representation of the label that I'm trying to create, that I'm trying to flourish.
Yeah, cause I got my own label too, but the way I like manage my artists or who I work with, I always say we keep it 110. You know, like we rock by the 110 también,
Yeah.
but it's like you gotta give it your 100 plus a little bit more, which is the 10.
Yeah.
And like me, I don't gonna take away nothing from you if it belongs to you. You know,
Yeah.
like somebody will pay for the beat, the studio time. That's all you. You know, like
Yeah,
you if
exactly.
you release a track like by your own distribution, that's all you.
Yeah.
And that's how I pretty much manage my label. And
Yeah.
it's hard.
It is hard. A lot of people don't know too. What, like 2012, maybe a little, no, not 2012. I want to say like 2006, 2007. I was part of the Most Wanted family too. There's a label called the Most Wanted Familia, and I was part of there, and I actually like helped establish that label.
And
And we
what
had a
happened with that?
lot of artists. Um, we had a lot of artists. I had a lot of people that I recruited for that too. What happened is what usually happens. You know, people don't know how to do business. People don't know how to cherish people that are 100 with them. People don't know how to, um, just be solid, I guess. And although I don't have anything to say about like the main guy, um, I think too at that time I felt like I needed to go to the next level of like not only my life but like music wise. I wanted to be more than what I was, and that's my problem. I always want more. I always want more. I always want to do more. I always want, okay, if I did this, I could top that. I could do more. I could get there. It, I don't figure out today, I'm gonna figure out tomorrow. You know, and I've always been like that. So I feel like every couple of months or every couple of things that I've done, I always want to top what I've done, before.
And not to add like pressure on you, but like I've been like guessing you from the beginning, cause
Yeah.
it's really true though. Like you saw, like I've been in it, I've seen you,
Yeah.
and you've done so much a lot. Imagine now what you gotta do. Like your process
Yeah.
probably gonna be harder, maybe longer, but you know you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
How you feel about that? Like you believe in yourself? You got people still believing in you?
Yes. Yes. I have this undeniable urge in me, and my whole team knows it, and my whole team feels the same way. We have this undeniable urge, and we know that we're going to get to that next level of where we've been at, because we've been here for so long. And it's like everything in the world and the universe and the opportunities I'm getting, like all these things happening, are pushing all of us to elevate and step up our game, because I cannot, like, no joke, the fact that I left for 6 months off of social media, but I was off of social media for like 8 months because I hadn't logged into their Instagram. I kid you not, I was received with open arms the minute that I got back on social media, and it's been like I never left. So to me, it's like the universe me está enseñando algo. You know, the universe is like, hey, like this was what you were supposed to have been doing.
Or maybe switch it up, make it better
Yeah.
for the future.
This was what you were supposed to have been doing. You are sleeping. And I was sleeping for a long time, and I'm jumping back. I'm jumping back full force. Like there's nothing that's gonna stop.
How you were talking about like those different levels. I see you doing the Project Hope with Sleepy Malo, and he's
Yeah, I
killing-
showed up. Well, I showed up to show him love because he was in my area, and I showed up to show him love, and then he introduced me to everybody at Project Hope. That was pretty dope, and just like the reaction they got from the community was dope. Like they filled up that whole stadium.
What's your position in there, or like what's like? what
No,
you
I
know,
don't. I haven't done anything with them. I
But
was
you
just
like barely.
yeah, I was
gonna
just introduced to them, and I hope we could get something going. I would totally be down to do something dope like that.
I say you into modeling too. Was that like before the rap, or you just like doing that part of like being a rapper?
The what?
Modeling.
Modeling. I modeling has always came natural. I think like modeling's always been like just a thing that I like to do, like be creative with pictures or like do certain things. I'm a bit of a tomboy sometimes, so like back in the day you would see me like with baggy clothes or like big clothes, and a lot of people think I'm
So you have to switch up your style to different
yeah
themes.
yeah a lot of people think I'm like, you know, like super gay,
Right.
but like super gay. I don't know if that's socially acceptable. Don't kill me because I have a lot of gay friends. um, a lot of people think I'm like, you know, that I'm into girls only, hilariously enough. But no, I just like to, you know, I just like to be a boy sometimes. I like to be a boy sometimes.
Tomboy.
Yeah.
How many tattoos do you have?
I don't know.
You lost?
I lost count.
Do you have a favorite tattoo?
I think my favorite tattoo has to be this one. Like the actual representation of
Who did that one?
Sneaks, OG Sneaks from Dead Man Studios. So it's an eye with the 3 dots and the 90, which was my birth year.
Remember you had posted a while back the record one, right? That's
Yeah,
that
he
was
also
hard.
did this one.
Yeah, that was hard.
He also did this one. I would say this whole piece is my favorite. This is a tribute to my pop. I hate to say it, but you know, I kind of got a head start, and I said that when he passed away, I would have his name tatted on it, you know. But this was for him.
I saw you also got I don't know, your own chain or your own chain brand, or you're collabing with somebody.
No, so the homegirl 323 Expressions, she gifted me that necklace that said Wicked Baby Doll on it, and it has all the diamonds on the side, and it's just
On the
like
necklace?
yeah, it's a really nice piece.
Okay.
And I was like blown away when she sent me this. It was just one of those things that I'm always gonna cherish because it's just so beautiful. It was just a beautiful piece, and I'm like, let me take some pictures real quick and show them to everybody because
So it was just like a gift for you.
it was a gift for me. Yeah,
And then you
she
got the attraction for other people.
Mhm.
Cause I seen it, like, damn, that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
At that
she-
time, I didn't see nobody doing that.
Yeah.
And then once I saw yours, everybody had it. Like everybody was on those type of styles.
Yeah,
So I thought you
she-
were a partner with them or something. That's
No, she does have a business though. If anybody's interested in getting your own, like, you know, name on yourself, go 323 Expressions. She's dope. She's got all kinds of stuff, pendants. You could do your actual name, earrings, rings. There's like Smile and I'll Cry Later rings. So cute.
all different
There's
styles.
a lot of styles that she has, and she even has like little emblems for your shoes.
Oh, or like the Air
Like
Forces.
LA, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
LA or the Raiders, Dodgers. Like she has a lot of stuff. It's really nice. I like it.
Before we end, you wanna promote anything? You wanna send any shout outs?
I want to send shout outs to everybody. There's so many. Isaac, my fucking road dog, is my fucking producer, my heart. The homie Stope for everything he does for me. I have to say shout outs to the General Big Duke from the Psycho Realm. Man, that man believes in me more than I do, I think. He's like such a dope mentor to have. Everybody from the Psycho Realm. Everybody from the B-Side show, Kayla Langelina, go check her out. Sleepy Malo's a homie. There's just so many people that I want to mention that I don't think I have enough time to mention, but I definitely have love for a lot of people, and they got love for me.
No, and thank you for pulling up, and hopefully you could come again, and probably later on with your way bigger or you got time. Pull
Primero
up.
Dios, sí.
Yeah, primero Dios, and I'll have you again.
Yeah,
So thank you for your time for pulling up. Your boy Leo Faded, Wicked Baby Doll,
thank you.
and we out.